So what's going to happen is we are going to have equal rights and justice in our own country, or we will restructure their function and ours. Now, I got more, y'all. Yesterday would have been young Tamir Rice's 14th birthday. So I don't want to hear any more about how far we've come when paid public servants can pull a drive-by on a 12-year-old playing alone in a park in broad daylight, killing him on television and then going home to make a sandwich. Tell Rakia Boyd how it's so much better to live in 2012 than it is to live in 1612 or 1712. Tell that to Eric Garner. Tell that to Sandra Bland. Tell that to Dorian Hunt. Now the thing is, though, all of us in here getting money, that alone isn't going to stop this. All right? Now dedicating our lives to getting money just to give it right back for someone's brand on our body, when we spent centuries praying with brands on our bodies, and now we pray to get paid for brands on our bodies. There has been no war that we have not fought and died on the front lines of. There has been no job we haven't done. There's no tax they haven't levied against us, and we've paid all of them. But freedom is somehow always conditional here. You're free, they keep telling us. But she would have been alive if she hadn't acted so free. Now, freedom is always coming in the hereafter. But you know what, though? The hereafter is a hustle. We want it now. And let's get a couple things straight. Just a little side note. The burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. That's not our job. All right, stop with all that. If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. If you have no interest in equal rights for black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down. We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, yo. And we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit. The thing is that just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real. Thank you.
That was Jesse Williams last night, BET Awards. For me, and again, I did not watch it in its entirety, but I don't think any of the performances or appearances rise to that level. I want to go ahead and nominate him for the Real MC of the Day award. That was a great flow right there. Now, what does that mean for us? So what? After hearing what he had to say last night, his acceptance speech of the BET Humanitarian Award for this particular, I guess, calendar year, and that would be 2016. Were there any things that stuck out in particular to you? What resonated? What stuck you? Like, what struck a chord inside of your heart? Because he said a lot. Black gold, ghettoizing our accomplishments, trying us on like costumes, then discarding us. Does this sound familiar? The hell is he talking about? Tamir Rice, we free, but, you know, hey, she'd still be alive today if she didn't act so free. It was Jesse Williams. He talked about how people were praying to basically sell out to put brands on our bodies so you can live a certain lifestyle. Is there anything wrong with that? He said the hereafter is a hustle. I've often thought that. And you get that a lot through religion. What's wrong with living good now? Why does ours always have to be in the hereafter? I want mine now. You should have yours now. You got one life to live, but this life don't matter. You'll get it all in the hereafter. I thought it was a great flow. But again, what are your thoughts? Many folks inside the chop room. I see Williams in Indianapolis. Good morning, Pat. What's up, Jared? How you doing, Jane? Jane writes, good morning, Nathan and Chop Shop. I had to cross over some cats, man. It made national news. I'll tell you all about it. Kinda. Okay? I'll tell you all about it. Plus, we may play another clip of what Jesse Williams had to say. Plus, I'll give you an update on everything that's been happening over the weekend. Many interesting things to discuss. My name is Nathan Ivey. Today is Monday, June 27th, 2016. My pleasure to be with you. The Nathan Ivey Show, as always, is powered by the good folks at Superlative Media. Much more to follow. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda, that's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plato and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad o'clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I wish I was in school. I wish I was in school. I wish I was in school.
Summer isn't fun when you're hungry.
If only I had a big test today. Or a book report to give. Give me a math quiz. Give me some homework.
If your child relies on free school lunches, we can help provide them with free meals this summer.
I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I'll keep my desk real clean.
So they can stop worrying about food and start focusing on fun.
I'll do extra homework. I'll clean the class pet's cage. I'll skip recess.
School might end, but free lunches don't have to.
I wish I was in school. I wish I was in school.
If your child relies on free school lunches, we can help provide them with free meals this summer. Visit feedingamerica.org/summer meals to find your local food bank for help. Once again, that's feedingamerica.org/summer meals. Together, we're feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Now back to the show.
Well, good morning and welcome back. Yeah, I want to get you up this morning. Welcome back. Nate Ivey, broadcasting live from the city of Cincinnati. I'm reading that the Hillary Clinton event at the Cranley home that we talked about last week, I think the breakdown was for $1,000 you can get entrance. For $10,000, I think you can take like an Ussie. It's not a selfie when it's two people, as my daughter corrected me. Oh, yeah, she's at that age where she likes to correct daddy now, so I got to deal with that. I got to take care of you and allow you to correct me. You know why? Because it allows her to fully develop emotionally. Okay? That's what you got to do. So $10,000 for an Ussie and $30,000 for a private VIP event where you can get a little closer, like you can get within 5 feet of Hillary Clinton and maybe press some flesh or what else. I mean, for $30,000, you should be able to take photographs of everybody in the room. But I'm reading that the event takes in about $450,000. $450,000. And it's just so interesting because over the weekend, you had this big event where you had people coming together. There were leaders and workers and youth. We're all tackling the issue of poverty. Yeah, it was over at the Centos Center. And a lot of those, I'm sure people had a lot of great ideas, but a lot of those ideas are going to take money to fund them. So, if within 6 months or so, you can get people together in an event to bring in $450,000, which says something about says something about the fact that there are very wealthy individuals that live within the 513 area code, that live in greater Cincinnati. You know that, and I know that. We got some of the biggest companies in the world, Craig, in the world, that are headquartered here in the greater Cincinnati area. There's tremendous wealth. So it begs the question, how can we be a region of so much affluence, so much tremendous, vast amounts of wealth? We got, again, some of the biggest companies in the world, P&G, Western and Southern. I can stop right there. And yet, we've got some of the highest infant mortality rates for many, many years. Although the good folks at the Cincinnati Health Department, Dr. Maseru and others, have been very diligent on that issue. It is what it is. It is what it is. How is that possible? Again, that is our real championship. When we close the gap here in the greater Cincinnati area between the haves and the have-nots, when we create an environment where everybody, if you got the heart and the hustle and the intelligence to pull yourself up, to move up, then you can do so free of the constraints of people's arbitrary emotions about you. Okay, what you look like, something as arbitrary as that. It's ridiculous. $450,000 is what Hillary Clinton took at the event at John Cranley's home. That is your mayor, Mayor John Cranley. Very, very interesting. I'm also reading that Pete Rose was inducted into the Reds Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Pete Rose. Personally, I believe that Pete Rose on a personal level is probably a great guy. But if you're talking about inducting him into like the Baseball Hall of Fame, we need to have a conversation about that. And what really irks me the most about Pete Rose, because a lot of folks disagree with me, like most people inside of Cincinnati, and again, I don't know what it is. They're just, I call it the local mental matrix. They're brain dead followers. Okay? For me, when I look at Pete Rose, I see a guy that was a tremendous baseball player, but then he marred his own record. He shot himself in the foot. He pulled a Gilligan, man. Pete Rose is the Gilligan of the last decade. And he tried to make a Gilligan out of Cincinnati fans that support him by lying for years and years and years and years and years. Everybody knows that OJ's lying, and everybody knows that Pete Rose is lying. Okay? I'm just the one black man brave enough to have said it in Cincinnati media from the beginning. You know how I feel about it. So we're going to put a degenerate gambler liar in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Come on, folks. And yes, we all fall short. I'm not trying to be holier than thou, because God knows that I'm not. I'm telling you straight up. You see me out, mind your business, okay? Don't be talking about, I saw Nathan Ivey, he was with somebody. Was that his wife? None of your business. None of your business. Straight up. Okay, I'm telling you straight up, I ain't Jesus. But neither is Pete Rose. Some people act like he's like the baseball Jesus. Oh, heaven won't be the same without the heavenly hit father in there. Please. But he had his shine. He was inducted into the Reds Baseball Hall of Fame. And I say, congrats. I'm okay with that, kind of. I mean, if you know what you're looking at. Just know what you're looking at. You're looking at a man who was a tremendous baseball player. Okay? And then he lied about betting on baseball for years and years and years. And then he tried to prostitute the truth in the form of a book. My Prison Without Bars, which I believe is the title. Your prison without bars? Come on, man. Walk a mile in my shoes. Good morning. Welcome back. My name is Nathan Ivey, and this is the Nathan Ivey Show. Apparently, there was a gunfight over at Hawaiian Terrace. Now, listen, for folks who live in Cincinnati, it's a neighborhood in Cincinnati for my listeners outside the 513 area code. It's a neighborhood where you got a lot of black folks and a lot of poor people. Projects, some folks might say. Okay, so we've got these pockets, these neighborhoods. How do we address the